What if I told you I have a list for you, the trap trade commandments? And if you follow this list, 100% it can amplify your profits, but also reduce some of the losses you take. That's right, reduce. Because nobody can tell you won't lose money as a trader. And I didn't even want you to think that you won't lose money as a trader. As a matter of fact, I want you to have it in your mind that you're going to lose money, but the goal for you to be a better trader is how you overcome when you lose some money. That's right. Most people who trade have this facade or this lie that you're not gonna lose when you make a trade. And so I see a lot of people saying, hey, I'm on a 103 and 100, and that all may be cool, but I want them to tell you how many losses they take as well. When you see a person who's made $100,000, I want you to say, hey, have you ever lost $100,000? I'll be the first one to tell you, yo, I've lost 100,000, I've lost 10,000, I've lost 500,000, I've lost 1.5 million, being my biggest loss to date. But guess what? I've recovered from every last one of them. Every last one of them. You know why? Because I understand that the bigger you get in this game, the more you amplify your losses. And the goal for you is not to not lose. The goal for you is to win more than you lose. So before we get into this video, I want you to like and subscribe. Because in this video, I promise you, it will change your mindset, your idea, but also, most importantly, it will give you an edge and it will give you confidence as a trader. I just need you to trust me on that. Before we get into it, so I wrote some things down. I got them wrote down because that's what I do. I write stuff down. It's truly how I get the information to stick to me. I got to write it down. First on the list, I want to write this down to you. Understand what is the fundamental catalyst this week. So as a trader, you need to understand a few dates that are serious. Because no matter if you're in the right trade, no matter if you have the right setup, if one of these things show up in the week, it can 100% affect your trade. One, is there any CPI data? So any type of economic data that comes out that week, I want you to be cautious. So if you're normally an aggressive trader, if there's a CPI data, a PPI data, a Fed talk, a housing or a job, or any type of data, payroll, I want you to be cautious. I want you to say, hey, this week, if there's a PPI data, a CPI data, any type of jobs data, any type of household data, any type of Fed talk or any type of Trump talk this week, I want you to be not as aggressive as you normally would be. And the reason being because you don't know what they're going to say. Yes, you can have the perfect setup. I'm not telling you not to trade at all. What I am telling you is just scale back on a trade a little bit more. If you're already in a trade, I want you to pull your stop losses up a little bit more. Only because you only can control your emotions. You only can control how much money you put in the market. Once you do that, you are relinquishing control as a trader. And the last thing you want is your trade to be blown out of the way because some data that you didn't expect blew you out the market. Some data that you didn't think of blew you out the market. Because Donald Trump, because Fed chairman said something that you didn't think of. Now, here's the dope part about that. If you're in a trade and the data comes out the way that you want, then you can always scale back into that trade. You can scale into that trade. You can take another position because here's the law of trading. The law of trading is the trend will most likely continue before it just abruptly reverses. And the reason being is because the market wants to go a long way until there's exhaustion. So uptrends don't just start and stop. Uptrends flow for a long time. Downtrends don't just start and stop. They actually flow for a nice period of time. So until there's exhaustion that comes into, until buyers get tired, until sellers get tired, that trade has a good chance of going the way that it's always been going. If you're in a bull, if you're in an uptrend, if you're in a play and you're going long, I just want you to say to yourself, how do I safeguard and hedge myself in case some news comes out that I wasn't predicting? And that's any type of financial data. Again, PPI, that is Producer Price Index. That is the index that tells the world how much the producers, meaning your Walmart, your Costco's, how much they're paying to get goods shipped in. If that price is up, it's probably going to send the market down. You know why? Because if the price is high for the producers, there's a good chance that the price is going to be high for the consumers because they're going to pass the price on. CPI, Consumer Price Index. This is important. You know why? Because that's the Fed's #1 inflation gauge. And that gauge tells us what? It tells us that we are paying more for goods and services. So if that price is going up, it's a good chance the market's going to do what? Go down. If Jerome Powell has to talk on TV, it's a good chance that you need to do what? Just chill. If housing data comes out, you need to chill. If you have a job claims report that comes out, you need to chill. The reason why, because these become fundamental catalysts that move the market one way or another, and you cannot find that on the chart. The chart only tells you how the market has responded to a thing. All right, next on the list. Before you enter a trade, I want you to understand this. What did I see? I want you to take ownership of what exactly you see. Because here's why. If you can say, this is in an uptrend. Why is it in an uptrend? Because I'm seeing higher highs and I'm seeing higher lows. And so I'm getting in this trade because there's a confirmation candle that says that this trend will continuously go on. If I start seeing any type of dojis in that trade, I need to pump my brakes a little bit. Why? Because dojis mean indecision. And if I see an indecision, then I'm looking for the next candle. What does that candle confirm to me? Dojis mean indecision. The next thing I want you to ask yourself, if it's in a downtrend, am I getting lower lows and lower highs? And if I am, then that means we are consistently in a downtrend. Am I seeing a doji candle that tells me that this reversal is about to take place? So the first thing I want you to do is, before you enter a trade, identify exactly what you see. Not what you think you want to see, not guessing what you want the market to do. What is exactly that I see? The next thing I want you to do, a part of this trap commandment, is take full accountability of, if this trade goes my way, this is when I will take some profit. If this trade goes against me, this is when I will take the loss. The one thing that hinders so many traders in this game is the fact that pride makes them turn a small loss into a gigantic loss. Because you have the idea of it's going to turn around when, it's going to turn around when, it's going to turn around when. Don't turn a small loss into a huge loss because of your pride. I'm not going to tell you, man, get your emotions out the game, because we are emotional beings, right? We all have a form of financial trauma one way or other. It just depends on what the price point is that triggers a financial trauma. But what I want you to say is, put your pride out the way. Put your ego out the way. If you're wrong, tell yourself, I'm wrong. The trade went against me. It didn't go the way I thought it was going to go. Some type of news came out that turned the trade against me. Get out of it. Get out of it. And let the play settle, and then you can get back in. That carries me to my next trade commandment. You do not have to revenge trade. If you lose a trade, you don't have to hurry up and turn around and get into a short to try to get it on the downside, because you're being emotional. You're being not logical. What I would rather you do is say, hey, you got me on this. Let me get back on the chart. Where's my structure at that I need this to break that confirms I can get back in this? And if I don't see it, I'm okay. Let me move on to another trade. I would rather you just leave that company alone, go back to another company, because if you stay into that company, you're going to start seeing stuff. You're going to try to impose your will and your bias on the market, and that never works in our favor. You cannot impose your will or your bias on the market. The market does not care what you want it to do. The market does what it wants to do, and we have to respond to that, which is why we get into candle communication. The next thing I want you to do is this. As a trader, I want you to be mindful of how you play earnings. Now, I'm not going to tell you don't play earnings, because y'all not going to listen to me. You're going to do what you want to do anyway. And you know why? Because I don't always listen to my damn self. That's just the realistic point. Sometimes I just got a feeling that this is going to do this. I'm being realistic with you. Right? Everybody ain't going to be realistic with you. What I do want you to do is, if you're in a trade and you're playing earnings, I want you to protect yourself. So if you're getting 4, 5, or 6 contracts on the way up, I want you to at least get one contract that protects you on the way down in case it doesn't go your way. If you're getting 10, 20, 30 contracts saying it's going to go up, I want you to at least get 5 contracts to protect yourself on the way down in case it doesn't go your way. I'm just being realistic with you. I know a lot of people going to get on me, no, Trap, you wrong. Don't encourage people to play earnings. Listen, I understand human nature. Right? I understand it. And there's going to be a time or two where you say, you know what? I think I'm going to take this NVIDIA call before earnings. And you're going to take the trade at 357. You know what? I'm going to take this Palantir call before earnings. And I'm going to take this trade at 357. You know what? I'm going to take this Apple, this Amazon, this Google, this Meta, this Netflix. I'm going to take this trade at 335, 345 right before earnings. And I'm just going to tell you, you're wrong. Now, before we get into more of this video, I want you to subscribe. I want you to like, and I want you to share. You know why? Because that's how you help the channel move. Right? So you help us by doing that, y'all. And before we go any further, I want to take a minute right quick to highlight one of my people in the Patreon. Right? This person right here sent me a text message, said, thanks, Trap. I finally made it. I'm about to book me a cruise. This person finally hit $1 million in their account. That's right. Last year we made 8 people millionaires. This year so far, we're on 3. I love it. So come join the Patreon. It's a safe group. It don't matter what level you want. Now, I will say this, we do not day trade. We swing trade and we deep swing, and then we do a couple leaps. But if you want that, and you want to be a part of this community, you want to be with a group of people that help you grow on the journey, a group of people that won't judge you no matter where you are, come join the Trappers. The link is in the comment below. Let's get back to it. All right, so next on the list is, I want you to understand that. I know that people play freaking earnings. I'm not tripping on you. I'm not mad at you for none of that. I want you to just say, hey, I'm playing earnings and this is it. Next on the list, I want you to understand something, yo. If you lose 2 or 3 trades in a row, I want you to step back. I want you to ask yourself, what am I doing wrong? Am I seeing the game the way I'm supposed to see the game? Am I forcing it? Am I revenge trading? Are my feelings hurt? These are things that are truly essential for you to ask yourself as a trader. You 100% got to be real with yourself. Because if you're not real with yourself, that means you're lying to yourself. And you will lie yourself into a financial graveyard. And at that point, it don't matter how much knowledge you have. At that point, it don't matter who you watching on YouTube or whatever. Because you are manually, mentally, ooh, that's good. You are manually, mentally overriding the rules. That is not a system to success. I want you to write this down. I wrote this down. I'm a trader. I'm a trapper. My edge is my discipline. My weapon is patience. My shield is risk management. I protect my capital. I protect my mind, and I play the long game. I do not gamble. I do not chase. I thrive, survive, adapt, I grow. This is my trader constitution. I want you to remember that as you trade these markets. The number one goal for you is not to make money. The number one goal for you is to protect your capital. Because if you don't protect your capital, you cannot make money. There's some people that can lose 5 trades and still have protected their capital enough to make one good trade after those 5 losses that brings them back to even, that puts them above. But there's some person out there that one trade, over leveraged, that go the wrong way on you, can kill your whole account. I never want you to be that person. It's your boy, the Wall Street Trapper, man. I hope that this video truly helped you. I got more to the trap trade commandments. I want you to take those down, write them down, replay it again, and ask yourself, am I doing this as I trade? Let's go, man. Salute.